What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of 4 Dummies. Tonight, I am joined with the other 3 dummies, and they are Mrs. Skullface.
Hello.
Just One.
Yo, what's happening?
And Robert Detoff.
Hello, everybody.
And listen to that calm Robert Detoff. He is ready for a serious conversation. And speaking of serious conversations, we're going to continue with the collection critiques, and we're going to start tonight with a friend of ours and a friend of yours. This is Shoki of Shoki's Reviews, and he has sent his collection in. Shoki has a number of billies, which I do respect, and I know that he is in the process of lighting them all and has lit a fair amount already with Norflies.
Yeah, I see the Norflies.
I know for a fact that these pictures are old because these are from like December 10th or something. And I know that some of the displays that he has had in like service since then has been an Iron Studios 1/10 scale Thundercats collection, which I'm going to hit him up privately and hope that he will send me a picture of. That is absolutely fantastic. But what do we think of this, first impressions wise?
Are those legends down there?
Yeah, he's taking another play out of the Robert Detoff book with the legends with the big bots. It's too much, though, isn't it?
All those are legends?
It's too much. I like Shogi. This is not personal.
But I think
it's
the
too
skinny
much.
Billy, I think the skinny Billies with the lights and the
That looks great.
looks awesome. Yeah.
That looks great. The Flash, is that Flash down there? Or it's all the dark metal Batman, but it looks awesome.
Good vertical space management.
But it's always
And I
the
would- I
Transformers.
don't know, I would-
Why is it
I would
always the
need-
Transformers that fucks it up?
Dude, what's up with the Jets on strings? Shout out to Laura.
Oh, I didn't even see the Jets on string. Oh, I do love that.
You know what I want to see? What he needs to have is like a little Marvel Legends Spider-Man up top.
Okay, he wins. You win the gold
No.
prize.
I'll tell you, yeah, with the Transformers, it is too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Transformers are too much, but the other stuff looks great.
I don't think a Billy lends itself to like a battle face-off between Autobots and Decepticons. It's too much.
So split it up. Like
You gotta split
Devastator
them
with
up.
just a bunch of Decepticons, and likewise with Siberion. Yeah.
I don't think you can put both sides on one shelf. It's just too crowded.
Yeah, it's too much. Like he's even like he has that one picture where it's like zoomed in on all of the bots down at the bottom floor, but you can't make any sense of it. It just looks like a mess. Even from getting the vantage point that you wouldn't necessarily have from walking in on it, it still doesn't make any kind of logical sense.
Right.
Yeah, you need
I also
risers.
I think too, I do think you need background stuff. I mean, I feel like that's, man, everything that we've seen for
Maybe
me
for
is
this
really
anyway.
beautiful.
I like because the thing is like the little Billy stuff where he has these little statues. I don't feel like they need backgrounds at all.
No, right. I agree. Those don't,
They look perfect. They look amazing.
because they fill up that space completely.
Yeah, and you guys can't see the Thundercats one because he didn't have it at the point that he sent it here, but it was equally amazing. And like if you that one picture that's like the last picture of the 2 small Billies, like from top to bottom, it looks like super sharp. He's got to know that, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you though, there's one picture of the statues, and I don't know, what is that, like a Naruto or Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know what that
Oh,
is.
Naruto?
Naruto.
It's too small. Like that one's too small for that space.
The blue and orange.
And maybe it's just because of all the other.
Yeah, I
Statues
agree.
around it are
I think
so
the
big.
the blue and orange could share a space.
Yeah, you could get something else in there. But who knows? He might have something
especially-
else pre-ordered.
Yeah, especially all the way at the top.
Right.
But yeah, like all the other stuff, like all those like Batman Dark Metals where he has like Batman at the top and then Joker and then the Aquaman Batman, I forget what it's called, and then the Flash one and then the Green Lantern one. And then even with the Green Lantern one that he has like the Marty McFly, I'm not mad at that. I don't know why I'm not mad at that, but I'm still not mad at that.
But yeah,
Let me see if I see the Marty McFly. Is that
It's like all the Back to the Future characters down at the bottom
I
of the
do
Green
see it
Lantern.
with
And I'm like,
with Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I was looking for him on a separate shelf.
and I'm not mad at that. I don't know why I'm not mad at that, but I'm not.
How many Marty McFlys?
mean, I think-
2? What are the other 2? What are the 2 on the
it's,
left?
It's 3 Martys and 1 Biff.
I think his display, like, again, I think it's fine. I think you need to declutter like your Transformer shelf a little bit. And I think because of we've seen some really crazy stuff, it just for me lacks some pizzazz.
Just like MPs, legends are great because you can get more on the shelf, but you still can't crowd them. And that's a big mistake people make. And that's why you got to at least they lend themselves to risers. You know?
Yeah, if I were him, I would put probably Omega and Superion together and Devastator and Scorponok together and do less of a battle and more of a just setup. But Robert perfected that stuff, and he perfected that look early on. All right, so let's move on to the next one. This is from, very simple, short, sweet name, Larry. And I got news for you. I'm not mad at Larry in terms of the idea behind what he's doing here. I think that the size of the pieces is wrong for it, but like he has clean furniture, he has clean lights, and he has clean pieces. It's just that like he has a lot of, are these legends? What are these?
Yeah, those are legends.
Yeah, they end up, see, legends are hard, man. They're hard to display right.
You can't display them that high, like, because they're so little.
They're so little.
What's going on in these glass shelves? What the fuck is that? Is that Spawn?
Yes, those are Spawn figures. He's got one Spawn animated figure mixed in with a groove and like
that's his Misfit shelf.
Yeah,
and then there's another Spawn up top.
He's got that
shelf up top has Spawn. It has Skeletor. It has the monster robot from RoboCop. It looks like
Ed 209. Robert's so jealous of that Waterhead baby Voltron.
I have that one. Bobby reviewed it. He called it cute.
It is kind of cute. I agree. These are nice looking. Like
so that's the thing. It's like his furniture is awesome and his lighting is awesome. It's just he's got the wrong pieces for it. I swear to God. I'm not Larry. I apologize. I'm not taking this out on you, but I feel like this is the furniture that's lit and ready to put a masterpiece in. But you haven't done that. You've put the legends in there. Meanwhile, we have all these other guys that have put them in DTOFs with lights and the same kind of thing, and they look awful. And you have the perfect setup. And you haven't done it. So it's like, it's frustrating for me on my end because I'm like, man, like the furniture you've chosen here is fantastic. And the lighting is done so meticulously. It just needs better, not better. It needs bigger, more profound pieces.
Yeah, you just need to rearrange your collection.
The guitar looks awesome.
Oh, you like that, huh?
I do. I think it looks great. I think it looks well lit. It looks cared for. It takes up a fair amount of space. Like the guitar looks awesome.
I agree. But why is that one shelf dark?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why that one.
He might have a lighting issue because he's using dioders. It looks like.
Yeah.
That one shelf is dark. But
yeah, I don't know. You have the furniture. You have the lights. You just don't have the right pieces in there, man. And I hate to say it. And like that doesn't mean you got to get rid of all this stuff. It just means you got to find a different place for this stuff and put something like spread out the cool Spawn stuff. Spread out all that stuff that you have in that one case with the Prime, the little Voltron, like all that. Spread that out in those great displays that you have.
Larry, Bobby said you got the touch. You got the power.
I mean, he doesn't really have that many displays. That could be the problem too. Like he's committed to heavy inset furniture.
I'm gonna send.
I think his furniture is good. I just think it's the placement. He needs to move the pieces.
I'm gonna
send even those combiners. Those Legends combiners can go in that narrow one.
I'm sending a couple more pictures from his collection that he has in these white shelves.
Oh, those are some Clockwork Orange shelves.
Well, and they are sharp, but once again, like I think he has a cool setup of furniture. I think that he has the wrong.
Oh, I don't know though. I kind of like this full wall picture. I kind of like
with the Godzillas.
Yeah.
I like the Godzillas. I'm not mad at that.
They need to be lit.
I'm not mad at that one. I'm not mad at that one.
Dude, and honestly, because of the Godzilla, something about the Godzilla and like the King Kong, it should be lit from the bottom shining up. Kind of, I think you did your top shelf like that, right? Mm-hmm. It just seems like that's how King Kong should be lit from
I don't know why these two shelves are not lit.
And it could be because he ran out of dioders.
Or it was tricky.
Oh, those are Norflies. Look, you see the Norflies?
Yeah, those are Norflies.
Dude collecting stamps. What's that little thing on the left bottom corner?
What?
What's this honeycomb looking thing on the left? He's a beekeeper?
It's a heater. It's a room heater.
He's got to get a new. You got to get a new room heater. That's ready to catch on fire.
But no, I kind of like that. I feel like all the things on card fit well. I like that. I like that wall.
I'm good with that wall. I'm good with that wall. That's probably my favorite of the collection, and he's got the right furniture for the rest of it.
I like these shelves a lot. They definitely show more space because it was stressing me out seeing no room for anything. And I think generally they look good. Like you guys are talking about the lighting and everything. But corners are weird to me. Yeah. I like how you dealt with the corners. You filled your corners like a kitty corner. Instead of going at a 90-degree angle into your corners, you brought your corners forward. And I feel like that's how you should deal with corners.
Robert, He's literally patting himself on the back.
Thank you, Robert.
Now.
I appreciate that. But to be fair, that was Joe and I working together in concert to figure out I had teamwork on that. But let's move on to the next one. This is Garinger, a friend of ours, and he only sent 3 pictures, but that's what we had to work off of. So.
Oh, I hope they're all trash.
So,
and
yeah, I mean,
You're like, yeah.
Well, no, so here's the thing is that they're not awful and they're better than DTOFs, but because of the pieces, a lot of them end up suffering the same problems. I don't know why, as soon as I saw these pictures, I'm instantly drawn to the rubber ducky in the...
Yeah, it's fun.
Right, me too.
It's like...
It just needs some height variation, and...
It's because it's the only thing on the shelf, and it's nothing. It's not like anything else. Sorry, Laura, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I mean, it's signed by somebody, God knows who.
Like, I think this is the perfect example, okay? So let's look at the first picture, the picture with Wheeljack and Sideswipe and Prow, right? So that's not what's on this shelf. What's on this shelf is Wheeljack and Sideswipe and Prow and Trax and Jazz and Smokescreen, but you can only see 3 of them, and they're all doing the exact same thing. They're facing forward, arms down, head straight. Like, this is where you need risers, this is where you need poses, this is where you need some variation to make... That's the problem with Transformers, is that so many of them are the exact same bulk and size. So you really need to split it up there. Whereas if you look at the one underneath, even though it's only 2 Stunticons, the fact that it's 2 Stunticons and 1 Seeker makes it look more interesting, in my opinion.
They just need to be posed, those guys.
Yeah. But
also, I'm still a big fan of not being able to see the wall behind it. Like, I think you always need to have some kind of backer.
I mean, not for nothing, man. Even the picture that he has, like a lot of the shelves, if you just look at the bottom, right, with the Megatron and the reflector and just scroll up, and almost all of them need posing. Like, almost every single one. Like,
look at the Optimus. He looks
like
the Toy Story cowboy.
Like he came off an assembly line.
I like Ironhide's ashamed. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Well, if you had the Takara Ironhide like I do, you'd be ashamed of him too.
I like it. I have nothing really to say here. It's just boring, Mm-hmm. I mean, but I feel like I can't judge because he's done more effort than I have. So when I see an MP Carbot shelf, especially when they're all one right in front of the other, it's boring and it's not fun to look at. But then you got you got, what is that? What's that? Crackbot? What the hell's his name? Crackrock?
Crackbot.
And, Crack Rock knows Crack Rock.
On a con standing in front of hockey pads. That works because it's not crowded and you have some height difference.
I agree.
I'm telling you, based on all the figures on these shelves, it's not like he's got bots to spare to spread them out and make them look even better.
Well, we got one more to look at before we get out of here for today, and that is from Paul S., another friend of ours. So I'll tell you what he has right. Spacing.
Yep.
He has spacing right. He's figured the spacing out. I don't understand why there's 2 different types of furniture here. Like, there's brown bookshelves and then there's black bookshelves. So, like, I don't have a good idea of the room and how those 2 variations affect the visual look of the room, but he hasn't overcrowded.
No, it looks good.
These are probably the best wood shelves.
Yes, I think they're the best wood shelves we've seen.
Yeah, everything just seems to fit there. I would change out those brown ones for black ones if you could.
Yeah, or paint them with a paintbrush if you don't have the patience.
Or paint them.
Yeah, it's just funny. I mean, like Bobby said earlier, the best shelves are the ones that don't have Transformers on them.
Yeah, I mean, those 1/6 Justice League with the 1/10 kind of or 1/7 Justice League underneath look great.
What is it about Transformers that just don't look good on shelves?
Because you need the variation. Like, they're hard, man. Do you remember? I mean, it's important to think about. Like, Jisk and I literally banging our heads against a wall trying to figure out what makes this work. And
just gave up.
He did give up, but I lay my entire... He's a quitter. I lay my entire... like not all my collection, but like there's a certain amount of my collection that's owed to Jisk. Do you want me to tell you how? I'll give Jisk some flowers.
Because he shipped it to you?
Oh, give it to me.
No. I sent him the picture of the Stunticons on the highway before I sent it to anybody. Because Jisk and I had talked on the phone for hours and hours and hours about how it's impossible to make these guys look good. And I sent him that picture. This is after I sent him a picture of the Decepticons and a Nemesis. I sent him this picture and he sent back like he on my Nemesis. And my Nemesis deserved it. It deserved it. I'm not mad at him for it. It deserved it. I know. I gave it to New York Mike. I did.
No, he asked
God bless
for
it. God bless the dead. When I sent him the Sonicom one, he said, "You cracked the code." Was his exact words.
I'm telling you, something about it. They need to be set. I don't know, man. I think the code is that Transformers need to be set in some kind of like environment.
They need an environment,
but it can't be a too stimulating of an environment.
Yeah, because you need the room. Like, you need the space.
You need the space, but you also like they're so like
they're tricky, and like
I don't know why that is.
Even like the DTOFs that we've seen that have worked had environments in them.
Yeah.
Like every time you put the Transformers in a setting, it works. And the only exception I can think of it that springs to mind is when Calum had them in a Maja case, and that looked phenomenal. If we look at like that one picture that's like his whole brown bookcase of Transformers, like I think this has a lot of potential, like, but I think it does need dioramas, like, and it does look great, don't get me wrong, like I think it's fine without it, but like the Skyfire with like that setting behind it, what's bothersome to me about it
is it's not tall enough.
Is that it's not tall enough. But if you look at it, like if you're just looking at that whole picture, your eyes zero in on that point, because there's something about Transformers that they need an environment, and like it's just very rare that you can find them outside of an environment where it looks interesting.
Yeah,
I also feel like for some reason, like I'm starting to lean more towards this, that you almost need to stack them like a pyramid. I think your big bot should be on the bottom and it should get smaller as you go to the top.
So I feel like that's because they can't get too small as you get to the top, because then they're hard to see. I hear you,
but I don't want this individual to think that we're on it, because like he has spaced his figures where it's obvious that he cares about the presentation, where we come across so many where we're like, don't you care, bro? But like this guy obviously cares, and like I don't want to make it seem like we're just tearing it apart, because I think he has done a great job. I just think it's so close to being perfect.
You know what I think he did too, that I'm looking at, is that he doesn't necessarily have like, I think people get hung up on like, oh, I need to have this bot, like the Dinobots, they all have to be on the same shelf, and like so the teams that you think would normally go together, he doesn't necessarily have together.
Yeah, I see that as well,
and I think it gives him a little bit more freedom,
not getting as wrapped up in that.
I mean definitely, like you guys said, he's really done well with what he had.
Yeah.
Should you have brown shells though? Really?
I mean, I know. I'm asking myself the same thing.
But all that comes down to taste, right? Like personal preference.
And the furniture in the room. There's a number of different things that we're not seeing here that are affected by it, but it's something to consider.
Your visual tastes, your aesthetic preferences are subjective.
For sure.
Like it's not the same for everyone.
For sure. But I love like all the stuff along the top, like the DC Direct statues along the top, like that Keaton Batman in particular, which I think might even be like an Iron Studios or something. Like it's just gorgeous.
Why is he standing on the Death Star?
I think it's like it's that ball from on top of Shrek. Like
did you say Shrek?
Yeah, like I think his name was Shrek, right? Maxwell Shrek, I think was his name. The Christopher Walken from Batman Returns. But like it's just like he gets it. He gets what it takes to make it right. It's just finishing touches.
Christopher Walken's character from Batman Returns.
It is Max Shrek.
I want to see Christopher Walken's scene from Bobby's favorite movie.
Shoki's Batman face.
I want to see a Tibetan Sherpa.